Hey up, Brew Tube, we're back for more BS, brew stories that is, I suppose. Just a quick, this is going to be a quick introduction to a brew video that I'm going to do. I want to do an all grain again, but I'm struggling for time. I'm really struggling for time at the minute. I've got two young girls, 3 and 1. I work full time. My wife works full time, and then every other Saturday as well. So I've got to look after the kids, Anna. It's I suppose I've got to take priority. But it's all good. But in the absence of having time for a full all grain, I recently did a video for making my first turbo cider. So hopefully that's going to turn out okay. And what I am going to do is I did think about getting a kit, but I'm a bit short on money at the minute because I'm obviously pouring it all into this Keezer build, so I'm a bit strapped for cash. So I know your kits are usually about what, 20-25 quid, so I thought, well, if I can save a couple of quid then I will. So I stumbled across this on Amazon. Liquid malt extract, 3.18 kilograms. So I'm gonna use this to basically kind of put together a DIY kit, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna stick some boiling hot water with this, top it up, and I'm also gonna, I've got shitloads of hops in my freezer. I've got loads of packets unopened in my cupboard. So I think I might just stick a couple of litres of water in a pan, 5 litres maybe, and do the boil, but without the beer, if that makes sense. So I'll literally just be boiling hops. Whether I use many bittering hops, I don't know, might not, but I'll probably use a few. But then obviously when we're kind of flaming out, shovel load in the pan, let it sit there for a bit, and then stick it in the fermentation bin with this. If you're shouting at your screen saying what are you doing, and just remember it's already too late. This is the introduction. I'm going to literally tag the kind of brew day onto the end of this, so if you're shouting and remonstrating at me, it's already too late, so don't bother. Needs must. Needs must. So I've not got the time, I've not got the money. It's a bit of an experiment. I've never done it before. I don't know if anyone out there has. If you have, then when you do eventually see the video, leave your comments. So I'd be interested to know how yours turned out. So yeah. Wish me luck. See you later. Yeah, Brew Tube, how you doing? You've caught me fudging together a DIY beer kit. So I mentioned a couple of times already, so I'm kind of in the thick of country wine foraging season at the minute, so I'm struggling to really get like a full brew day in, but I need to get some kegs filled, don't I? That honey ale is now kegged that I did a while back, so I'm just waiting for that to kind of carbonate, and that should be good to go. My other two that are in the keg are less than half full each now, so I need to get some beer in there. Funds are a bit low as well, because I've been smashing together my Keezer. So I'm just kind of going to cobble this together. Now I came across this on Amazon, I showed you this already, but so it's just malt extract, so it's liquid malt extract, and it's 3.18 kilograms, and I think it was about 12 or 13 quid, so not loads. Now it actually happens that I had one left from last year that I've got a bit left in, and I definitely did make a beer from it. I think I'm out to just enhance the beer kit that I already had. I can't remember what it came out like at all, so I've got a full one, so 3.18 kilo, and I've just weighed that, and it's about 1300 grams. So take away 100 grams for the bucket, and you've probably got another 1.2 kilograms. So I'm going to get all of that into into my pre-sterilised fermentation bin. And if you can see it actually there, I've got 7 litres of water just boiling in a preserving pan, and that's what I'm going to do to boil my hops and put in the flavouring hops in as well. So obviously I've not got a clue what I'm doing, so what I tried to do is find a recipe that kind of is fairly simple but also allows me to get rid of some, like, you know, stock, I suppose. So I've got a job lot of East Kent Goldings that I needed to get rid of, for example, because the sell by date is kind of, you know, been and gone. And they've been in the freezer, so they'll still be alright, but past the best. So the home brewed beer Bible. There's a single hop East Kent Golding beer in there. Now I've actually done that before. I think it was the first proper. Yeah, it was the first all grain I did. Successfully. It's a story for another day. And it was really good actually. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I've not done it since because the hop bill's massive, and I was using a hop sock and it was a right faff. I had a hop sock with about like 5 litres of liquid that was just retained in it, so I've not done it since, and that's kind of why I shy away from like massive hop bills, like, you know, with IPAs and stuff. But I recently acquired a hop spider, so I'm going back in. So yeah, so the beer that I found in there, I mean, I don't know what malt is actually in that, whether it's pale, amber, well, crystal, I don't know. It's dark, but that's maybe just because it's concentrated. So we're going to give it a go, see what it turns out like. So really, and obviously I've paid for the hops, but if I don't use them, they're just going to go to waste. So they're kind of free, really, in a weird kind of way. I'm not kind of, you know, putting money up front to buy them, so it's only really costing me kind of 13 quid. Plus I've got some yeast as well, so that I need to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this in the fermentation bin. I'm going to use the kind of the hot water from the hops to help dissolve it. So I'm not going to put anything in the bin yet. I'm just going to put this in, put the lid on it to keep it nice and kind of sterile, sanitised and sterile and whatnot. So make sure no nasty's getting there whilst I'm waiting for the boil, which I'll cut to shortly. Right, so before I cut to the boil, I'm just going to pour this in, and it's like a beer kit, I suppose. Obviously diet malt, very, very viscous. I could probably hold that there for the next 10 years and it'll still be coming out. So I'm just gonna, this is the first one, so the one that's got 1.2 kilograms of malted, so let's give that a little shake, get as much out as I can, and then try not to get it everywhere. And just to get rid of all the kind of residual goop, bit of boiling water, I'm not going to put loads in. It's boiling water anyway, but that's sterilised. So let's give that a good old mix up. I got most of it out, so that'll do. Might be quite handy or something. Might clean them out. Not sure what. Maybe picky blackberries, like I was used to do. That's one side. So I'm just going to do the same with the other one, and then I'll come back to boiling the hops. So in a sec. Right, so different angle of the kitchen, how exciting. So water's up to temperature, it's already started to boil. Like I said, I've got 7 litres in there. I've just topped it up with boiling water, so I know kind of when I'm starting that. Although I'm going to end up topping it up actually anyway. I'll turn the fermenter, so that didn't really matter. Oh well, never mind. It's still morning, so only cups of coffee. Right, so like I said, quite a big not grain bill. I wish it was a grain bill, but hop bill. So East Kent Golding single hop ale. So the East Kent Goldings that's in this recipe is 5.5% alpha acids. The one I've got is 5.83. So I could probably adjust it, but I can't bother because I'm lazy. I'm just going to go for the same weights. So at the start of the boil, 49 grams. Last 15 minutes, 24 grams. Last 5 minutes, 24 grams. And at turn off, 75 grams. So let's go for it. So whole leaf. Why the hops smell so good? If you're a lady out there and you're struggling to find a man, or another lady, no, probably just a man actually in this case, just smear hops on yourself. You'll have men queuing outside your house. Oh God. I got my wife to smell them actually, thinking about it, and she's not that impressed. So. Won't be on about them. So let's give them a little break up. So 49 grams. There we go, 49. Into the boil. Where's my spoon? Can't find my spoon. There it is. Hold on. Oh God. Left it in the fermentation bin, didn't I? Right, so the broth is underway. Double, toilet trouble. So I've literally no idea if this is what should be done, can be done, but we're bloody well going to find out, aren't we? I don't know whether I've used too much malt extract, but turn the heat on that down a bit. I'm going to have a boil over. With just water and hops. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have too much malt extract in there, so I'll just check the final gravity to see what it turns out at. But it had like a third of a tub, so I'm not going to use it for anything else, so I thought I might as well just use it. Alright, so that's boiling away. I'm going to boil it for an hour and 15 like I would usually, you know, on a brew day. So, yeah, I'll cut back in an hour when we're ready for the next hop edition, so see you in a bit. Right, we're down on the floor for this bit. You missed a little bit of footage because the family came home and chaos ensued. So you missed the 15-minute hop edition, the 5-minute hop edition, and the flame out hop edition. But I mentioned the weights and stuff earlier on in the video, so you know what the crack is. You don't need to see me putting hops in a boiling pan. So once it had finished boiling, so I did the 1 hour 15-minute boil. And once it had finished flame out, I've left it just over half an hour. So obviously I've not cold crashed it because I've just got the hops in the water. So that shouldn't be necessary, I don't think. I've got a different. I'm keeping this separate for now actually because I've got a feeling this is going to be an arse because there's a shitload of hops in that pan. It's like really thick. I've probably got about 5 litres left. And obviously that includes a ton of hops that have soaked up a lot of water. So I've just got a new sterilised bucket. I've got my hop spider in here, which I'm not confident about, to be honest. I don't know whether using muslin cloth is going to be a bit easier or a straining bag, but I'll give it a go. And see how we get on. So here goes nothing. Oh, bloody hell. Them hops aren't moving, are they? I could probably get them. Probably do be getting them in there, really. Or should I? I don't know. Oh dear, it's just going to go everywhere, isn't it? What to do? Because there's still going to be a load of water trapped in them hops, isn't there? There's a lot of flavour. Let me have 5 minutes to think and I'll be back. Right, I'm back. I mixed up my setup. I've just sterilised this straining cloth, so it's a fairly coarse straining cloth. So I'm going to dump the rest of the hops into this. My only concern is that it's held on with pegs, so the weight of the hops and the kind of juice and liquid that's left is going to just kind of force its way down in and loosen all the pegs and plop into the liquid that we've already strained. But if it does, I can always just pull it back out and strain it and rinse it, wring it through anyway. So just give it a go, see what happens. Where are they all coming from? Bloody hell. Oh, you'll forgive me for leaving them in there. So you can probably hear that straining through. So there's obviously a lot of liquid still in there, and a lot of flavour that I want to bring through into the final beer, hopefully. So I don't want it to go to waste, so that's why I'm going to these extra lengths. Right, that's going to be trickling all day, isn't it? So let's just get ringing it. Try and not let it drop. So we'll make it fairly tight and I'll just twist it. Push that down, put a bit of pressure onto it. One final big squeeze. Right, I think that'll do. Oh god, I'm knackered now. Right, God, I might as well carry on up the floor, aren't I? So this is the bucket that I had with the wort in. The malt and a tiny bit of boiling hot water. So let's get this in. Hop juice. No particles or sediment really in there, so that's lovely. Right. Let's give that spoon a rinse. So I already sterilised some before. It's only been in boiling hot water and hops, so it's still good. See that? There you go. There we go. Just make sure all that kind of syrup and that glooping malt is dissolved, and you can usually tell because you can see it on the end of your spoon. So getting all like around the edge of the bucket and across the centre, make sure there's none there. Looking pretty good. Okay, so we're up to about 8 litres or so, maybe 9. I've just moved and it's wobbling all over the place, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to top this up to 23 litres. I'll be back in a minute. Right, we're back up top. I'm up to 23 litres now, and brew day is kind of drawing to a close. So I just took a gravity reading, and based on the kind of template, that is Kent Golden single hop recipe that I was using, the starting gravity for it in the book, in the Bible, is 1.050, and you probably can't see that, but I'm at around 1.052. So using that kind of extra bit of malt extract that I had seems to have done the trick perfectly. So yeah, I'm just gonna. I've already sterilised this, so shove that back in. Now, what yeast to use? It's kind of an English ale use, isn't it? But have I got any? I've had loads of time to prepare for this as well. I did the intro video about 2 weeks ago. I thought I had some SO4 dry yeast, but I've not. So I've just had a rummage around in my drawers, and I've got a ton of lager yeast which you can't use. I've got some wheat beer yeast, which may work, I don't know. So I think I'm going to use the Safe Brew Abbey. Now obviously it's not an Abbey beer. I've never actually made any Abbey beers. But in terms of characteristics, it says yeast recommended to brew Abbey type beers, known for their high alcohol content, which this is going to be, I don't know what it's going to be actually, I can't figure it out, my head's gone, probably about 5-6% tops. I've no idea. Nah, it should be, I would have thought. I'm just kind of putting my finger up in the air there. I can't remember how to calculate it. It's poor, isn't it? It ferments very fast and reveals subtle and well balanced aromas. Sediment's very good. So the subtle and well balanced aromas is kind of what's drawn me to this. Obviously there's a lot of hops in there, so I kind of want those to come through. And anyway, it's a bit of an experiment anyway, isn't it? So okay, let's just chuck it in. I've already kind of aerated this one, you know, put all the water in. I'll give it another quick stir once I put the yeast in. Temperature, I'm a little bit over. I'm kind of sat around 26 at the minute, which is a little bit high, but I don't think it's going to cool down too much. It should come down to about 22 because that's kind of room temperature at the minute. In fact, hey, I've just freed up my fridge in the utility room, haven't I? Hey, I'll pitch the yeast and I'll just stick it in there. It should come down pretty quick then, shouldn't it? So I'll ferment it around 20, maybe a little bit less, 18, 19. Right, that's it. I'm going to stick the lid on, get it in the fermentation fridge that I've already freed up a couple of days ago. God, I've not used it for months and months and months. I've almost forgot about it. And yeah, this could be an absolutely wonderful idea or an absolutely terrible idea. So when it's ready, in probably about 5-6 weeks or so, I'll come back and I'll do a review. So keep an eye out for it if you fancy a laugh. Until next time, I'll see you there.